Well, welcome to our first video series in the Build Game universe. This is going to be just an introduction, kind of a walkthrough of Build a Game in terms of getting it started and what it looks like from going from Steam and just going through the steps and everything. So if you've downloaded the Build a Game universe, you'll have your play button. I'm going to go ahead and click on my play button here. I'm going to go to my Play Build a Game universe. We'll go ahead and click the play button here. Alright, so it's going to launch, and when it launches, we're going to be met with a starting screen. Starting screen is going to let you know that you're in early access for the this version. We do have bugs, we have missing features. Those things are going to be kind of continual as we go through it and continue to polish it and make it a better software. If you are interested in any of the release notes, any of the new features, you can always click here to go to that page and see it. And then otherwise, you can click the accept and continue to go on into the game. So we're going to go ahead and log into your Steam account through here. We'll sync up games that you're currently working on, load or download any tile sets that you are missing that you're going to be needing. And then once you get to here, we'll be on our main page. So the main page, just a couple of notes. We'll kind of walk through this sort of tutorial, kind of half and half here. The top left is going to be your training mode, the learn mode. Currently, what this will do is just simply take you to a YouTube page. It's just going to be the training videos to walk you through Build a Game. And then over on the right hand side, it's just going to be a exit out of Build a Game itself. On the bottom bar, you've got just color schemes. You can just click on colors and you can change your scheme throughout Build a Game for these 5. Alright, and then the buttons going through, we have our play mode, which is going to be your collection and the things that you're currently doing. We have build, which allows you to go to the editor and build. You have the market center to buy games and tile sets, and then you have settings to change just general things within Build a Game. Alright, so we're going to start with the well, actually, let's assume that someone gets this and you're excited. You go straight into build. You want to build something, so you see level and you click on it and you go into here. If you go into here, something just to remind you is that if you see no tiles down here in this panel, and if I clicked on my tile sets and I saw no tile sets, this is just going to let me know that I haven't loaded anything into it, so I need to go back to the store and actually look for some tile sets to download and then start playing with. So we'll go click on the back button right there. It's going to exit out, and we'll go back again. I'm going to go back up to my my stuff. And so this is going to be my stuff, meaning this is going to be collection, organizer, development. The collection is anything that you've currently downloaded in terms of games. You have your organizer. The organizer is going to be tiles. Any kind of tile sets that you currently have downloaded will be over here. And then your groups. Think of these as like libraries. Each group holds a set of tile sets, which will be populated over here. The check mark is going to show you which one's currently active for when you load up Build a Game editor. Okay, and then the development is whatever you're currently working on. Alright, so what we're going to do, if it was your first time through, you could go to Market Center here, and you could go down, you'll see one that's going to be the, let's see, we have a game here. If we go over to our tiles, we'll go to tiles, and we'll see that we have the Build a Game single frame example set. So this is going to be a one of the many tile sets that we'll be releasing. We'll continue to release more and more throughout, but one of the things we want to do is also kind of focus on the numbers in terms of default values. How are they working for you? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Make sure that we're working kind of with the same set, so that when we work through bugs or we find things that we wish we could do with it, it's easier to understand it on our end and hopefully on your end as well. So if it was your first time through, what you would do is go to here and you would click the purchase button. And before you purchase, if you were curious about what was inside the tile set pieces would all be available through here. The default one actually has all the labels written on them. That way you know what you're actually getting in terms of the type, so that when you're first learning Build a Game, you'll be able to see these and understand that a little bit clearer. Alright, so we'll go ahead and go back from here. Alright, so once you have it owned, if you go back to My Stuff and Organizer, you'll see it inside of here. And you can click on the magnifying glass if you want to see it again. This will just simply show you the the tiles you currently have with it. And if you want to add it to your default set, we'll click on the plus button. Now, once it's over in your tile set group, when you click on the back arrow, what it's going to do is whatever your currently selected one is, it's just going to grab all of those tiles and populate them inside of the editor for us. So if it needs to download anything, it'll download and get everything ready. Alright, so now if we go into our build mode, again, we're starting by default. It's going to start you with a game, world, and a level. We'll just kind of keep the organization this way. So for instance, the game, if we start with here, we can say my game, or if you just want to click the random button, you can click the random button. You can go through a whole bunch of silly or funny names and stuff that can go through it. And that one is more for, if anything, just to make you smile or give you some ideas on game idea starters. So we'll say my game, my first game, that's what we'll call it. Alright, there is a icon right here, and this is what you can actually use to say what your game's going to be. We'll say our game is going to be all about bombs, so we'll put bomb as the icon for the game right there. Alright, and then inside of here you can do worlds and levels, and notice whenever you click on a world or level or a game, the bottom screen changes to that color. It also changes all the properties that you're going to have within here and all the information that's in it. So each part of this is all embedded within each one. What we'll do though, we'll go to levels, and we'll actually make 2 levels. So on the right hand side you see the little plus button. If you click on the plus button, it's going to make a new scene for us. So now we have 2 scenes. We'll just call this one level 1, and we'll load level 1 as a particle, and we'll do level 2 as a goal. Alright, so we have 2 of those, and let me go back out here. Clicked on that button. Okay, so we have our level 1. Let's make sure we label here. We'll say level 2. Alright, and names can be anything that you want. It doesn't actually have to stay true. There's nothing tracking the name itself. So what we have inside of here, we're in level 1. What we want to do in terms of being able to set up a level so that you can play it and so you can publish, you have to actually have a goal of some type, and then the goal has to be achievable, meaning you have to be able to beat it. If you can, then the publish will be available to you to actually do for it. So we have a player, we have a goal. That means we can actually accomplish the first scene. So what we could do, how about we put a block, and we'll say number 1. Alright, so if you want to test it, you can test it right here. We'll do a quick test of it, and then we'll set up the other scene. So if I go to here, and I go to goal, now notice it's going to reach goal, it's going to go back to the same scene. Now that's because I haven't set goal up to go to level 2. So let's go ahead and make sure that goal, we're going to go over to its properties, and we're going to say we want to go to the level ID 1, which is the next level in our list. So now that one's going to go to the next one. So let's go ahead and go back here. And we'll go to our second level. And inside the second level, here we'll put a background color so we can see a difference when it loads. And we'll do a number 2. There we go. So now we have level 1, level 2, and we could even put, if we want to, how about we put the goal up top here, and we'll actually do a goal that loads back to level 0. Alright. So now that we have those 2, and you can test over and over again while you're in this mode. I'm just kind of going through this a little quick just to be able to show you the full circle of everything. So if we go to my stuff and development, I'm going to see that I have my first game right here now. Now you can change your cost price value constantly. You can change your icon, your label for your name. Notice the publish button isn't available yet because we haven't played. You can play it though from here, but you can also go down to the quality assurance. You have the 3 things you've currently worked on. So you have your game and your 2 levels. If you haven't gone to anything, you won't have a play button. If you have set something up, then you'll have to actually play through it. So for instance, if I go over here and I say, well, let's go ahead and play the first one. I'm going to move my character to the goal. It says test completed. It lets me know how long it took. The information will be available to people so you can kind of have it, you start getting an idea of how long the game is going to be. It's a 60-hour game, a 10-minute game. And then we can go back to here and click play again on the second level. And we'll go to there. Now we've beaten both of these, which means if we go up to the top, we now have our publish button available. So now I can actually go to the publish. I'm just going to click on the publish button. And now it has actually become published up to the Market Center. So now if I actually go back here, if I go to our Market Center, and we go over to our games, we now have a second game, or in our case, it's my first game. So this game has actually been published up to the store. Other people can actually download it now. They can play it. As simple as that. So now you can actually go and just simply find the game you want, play through it, have fun with it. It's also, when it comes to someone else's game, you'll have the coin side over here, gold and silver coin, which we'll spend another video discussing, but this is basically just to kind of show you the full feature all the way through with it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and go back, and again, we'll end it. You can click the X and close. And then that is the full circle for Build a Game Universe. To take you into it, build your first level, do the testing on it, publish it up, and then being able to play it. Alright.